gives the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee,
JB Sports,
power to request or receive
with another one. We're going to talk about Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. There's an article out on Boxing Scene stating that Teofimo Lopez will be ringside at the Vasily Lomachenko versus Anthony Crolla fight in a forum in Inglewood, up to no good, California. We're going to talk about that. Okay, Teofimo's saying that his parents want him to come down the Thursday before the fight. The fight is on Friday, April 12th. Want him to come down Thursday, and they want him to attend the fight, and he's going to be there. And that's going to bring a lot of rumors and a lot of anticipation for that fight with Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. And I'm going to talk about the potential matchup. I think it's going to be a real interesting fight. The first question I want to pose is, will that fight be on pay-per-view? It seems like Bob Arum is really trying to get into the pay-per-view market. When he first signed a deal with ESPN, he didn't really do any pay-per-views starting out with ESPN. But now it seems like he's really, wants to get pay-per-view going, especially for his two stars in Terrence Bud Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko. So I think that fight with Teofimo Lopez would potentially be on ESPN pay-per-view, or at the very least ESPN Plus. But let's talk about the matchup. A lot of people saying that Teofimo Lopez is not ready for Vasily Lomachenko, and I think it's half right and half wrong. I think he probably needs 2 more fights. If I was his manager, I'd probably say he needs 2 more fights. Maybe fight a Pedraza, and after that, maybe fight a guy somewhere in the top 5 rankings of the WBO, and then go to Lomachenko. But I don't think that's the way it's going. Him and his dad seem like they really want that fight, and they're both of their fights are in the same month, basically 8 days apart. Lomachenko's fighting on the 12th of April, and Teofimo Lopez is fighting on the 20th of April, the same month. So it'll be real interesting to see how that plays out. They say they're talking about maybe negotiating that fight by the end of 2019. We'll see what happens. But as far as the matchup goes, I think a lot of people saying that Teofimo is not ready for a fight of Lomachenko caliber. And he might not be ready. I think he's probably around 2 fights away. But saying that, I'm not saying as far as getting experience. You jumping from guys like he fought Medina and guys of that ilk, and you jumping into from basically C- level to A+ level fighter in Lomachenko. Guy that's on everybody's pound for pound list, and they think that is a huge jump. But looking at Lopez's skill set, he definitely can compete with Lomachenko. The guy's got very, very good hand speed, very athletic guy. Got a good jab, got power in both hands, very athletic. The guy's got real good defense. He's a fighter that has done the best job of duplicating that Mayweather crab shell defense that the guys have done. They used to call it the Philly shell defense. Mayweather took it to another level as far as that crab defense, where he gets both arms and elbows close to his stomach and chest area, and he makes himself real small, and he kind of stands with the right foot out and stands like almost like parallel to his opponent. It makes it real hard for him to be hit. And I think he's done a good job. I've seen him doing that in the fight, and he seemed like he's done the best job. I've seen other fighters like Berto use it, and Berto was getting stung by Robert Guerrero when they fight. He tried to use it, and it just didn't work. I've seen other guys try to use it, and to me, he's done the best job of duplicating that Mayweather crab shell defense. And I think that could be a problem for a fighter like Lomachenko that likes to let his hands go, and if he goes into that shell defense and Lomachenko is not landing those punches that he usually land on all his other opponents, that might present a different problem to Lomachenko that he's never seen before in any of his fights. So that can make it very interesting. As far as Teofimo Lopez, he's gonna be fighting a guy that just lets his hand go. The guy throws so many punches from so many different angles. He overwhelms you with his punch output. He doesn't give you a second to try to think or try to figure out what he's doing or try to take a break and try to assess the situation. The guy is just like a tornado, man. It's like a whirlwind, man. Just throwing punches, and when he's throwing punches, he's not being defensively irresponsible. He's throwing punches and he's not leaving himself open to get tagged that much. So, most fighters, when they're offensive minded like that, you have openings to counter them and maybe, land a punch that can hurt them. But Lomachenko, the way he throws his punches and the way he's moving around, moving his head, good head movement, giving you different angles. They call the guy the Matrix for a reason. The guy is an unbelievable fighter. And I think it would, be a test, definitely be a tough code to crack for Teofimo Lopez. So I like the fight, man. And another thing, I think Teofimo Lopez is probably Lomachenko's. I don't know if probably could be Lomachenko's toughest matchup. You look at when he fought Gary Russell Jr. That's probably a guy that you compare as far as speed wise to Teofimo Lopez, and he was able to overwhelm Gary Russell Jr. and beat him. So he's not going to be awed as far as the speed goes that Teofimo Lopez brings to the table. But I think he will be have problems with fighting a guy that's actually naturally bigger. It'll be at 135 pounds, but on fight night, Teofimo Lopez will be the bigger guy. So that the size advantage that he has, the athleticism, the underrated defense that he has, and the offensive that he presents to the table. So the difference between him and as far as Gary Russell Jr., Gary Russell has power. Gary Russell is a little old guy. Teofimo Lopez is a much bigger guy. He has the height advantage over Lomachenko. I think he's going to probably have a reach advantage over Lomachenko. So it's going to present a different problem. And I actually think Teofimo Lopez, if he implements that Mayweather crab shell defense, is going to be bring a better defensive problem to Lomachenko that Gary Russell Jr. couldn't bring. Gary Russell Jr. got hit a lot in that fight. He couldn't really slow down Lomachenko at all in that fight. So I think Teofimo Lopez is a little bit better defensively than Gary Russell Jr. Both guys are very fast, and that'll be something that Lomachenko is familiar with. The speed is pretty equal between Russell and Lopez, but I think the difference is the defense that Lopez brings to the table is a little bit more tried and true. You look at what Mayweather is, one of the best defensive fighters of all time. Him using that style, I think his defense is a little bit more much more problematic for Lomachenko. So we'll see what happens, man. If that fight happens at the end of the year or maybe early next year, it's going to be a fight that a lot of people are going to be excited to see, man. It's probably going to be, I imagine, like I say, Bob Arum want to put that fight on pay-per-view. And, because he's already put his other top fighter, Terrence Crawford, on pay-per-view coming up against Amir Khan. He's going to want to get Lomachenko his pay-per-view fight, and he figures that Teofimo Lopez is a guy that can make that happen. Again, this is JB Sports. Just giving you our early thoughts on a potential matchup between Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. I'm out. Peace.